everyone. This afternoon I've been doing a bit of getting ready for spring in the cactus house, and I've just moved a lot of the plants that were in pots in this corner. They were snuggled up for the winter, and I've moved them out of the way, and now we can actually see what we've got growing in the ground for the first time this year. During the winter I did what I could to cut out any damaged bits that were damaged by the frost before Christmas, but now I've got everything open, I can have a proper look and see what's happening. This corner is it's one of my favourite plants. As some of you know, I really like Cylindropuntias, and Cylindropuntia vestita is one of my favourites, as is Puntia flacosa down there. And these forms here, we've got both the normal form of full name Austrocylindropuntia vestita, and also the cristate form, which this part is reverting to the normal form, but you can see the cristate part here. And do I have another one to show the camera? There's a cutting from last year. You can see it grows out sideways, as Cactus Joe explained in his video on cristate cactus the other day. The growing point just goes sideways on the things, and they twist and turn into some marvellous shapes. This one, I cut some bits out. You can't see from here, but I cut some rotten bits out at the back that were damaged by frost. And half the reason I'm doing this video is I just noticed another piece down here that's got a bit of damage on it, so it really needs cutting out before it spreads any further. So I'm simply going to take this off with a Stanley knife, and nice clean cut there. You can see the damage here. That bit will just get worse, it will spread. This bit I can probably take, cut that off there and root that up as a cutting. We'll leave that for a minute. And as always, when you just cut into a cactus, you need to coat it with something to stop any fungal infection getting in there, and I nearly always use sulphur. So just paint the wound is wet, so the sulphur will stick to it and dry out, and it will stop further fungal infections and should help it heal quite nicely. I've just put a little bit on this one down here that I cut a few weeks back. It had quite a bit of damage on it. This one is it's being sold as a Puntia cylindrica minor cristata. I can't find that much information on the internet about the thing. It's obviously a Cylindropuntia, ouch. And this is the cristate form down here, but it's much smaller than the vestita. It's a cutting I took last year. You can see very similar, but much smaller. I have asked on the one of the cactus forums about this, and people think it doesn't grow much bigger than ½ metre, and this is probably 2 or 3 years old now, and it's only just about a foot tall. And the cristate variety, I've just cut the cristate one back here. These are cuttings I took last year, and they're doing fine, so not too worried about losing it, so I've got something to replace it. And you may have noticed, I don't know if this shows up very well on the camera, the vestigial leaves on the vestita at this time of year going all yellow and falling off. Now, there's nothing wrong with the plant there, it's literally the time of year that this plant does it. These used to be proper full leaves before it evolved into the cactus form, and like most things, they will shed their leaves at some time or another. If you sit underneath an evergreen oak in May, you'll be surprised how many leaves fall off that, because they just don't drop in the autumn, but they have to drop at some time during the year, and this is the time for the vestita, so they'll all naturally fall off in a few weeks. So it's nothing to be worried about. I've got didn't have another one to show you. Where have I put it? Down here. You can see a better close up on this cutting. This one's a year or two old now, and again all the leaves on there are just shriveling away, and it will grow some new ones soon. So there you go. These are very fluffy as they live halfway up a mountain in habitat, and they have to protect themselves not just from the cold at night but for the increased ultraviolet light up a mountain. That's this bit. I think we've covered all I wanted to say about the vestita, apart from the fact it's lovely. You're wondering about them flopping over. It's probably because they didn't have any water over the winter, plus it got the cold in here. Didn't freeze, but it got pretty chilly some nights. So I've just given them the first water of the year, and they should pick up in a couple of days. If they don't, then it's not too much problem to just tie them up to some small stakes till they do. I think that's just about it. Thank you for joining us, everyone.